Okay, a warm welcome to everybody here again today. Like we said, in this class today, we have people from every part of the world almost represented. We have people from the Americas, from Canada particularly. We have people from Europe, from the UK representing Europe. We have people from the Middle East represented from Qatar. We have people from different parts of the world. We have people from Africa, from Nigeria, from Lagos, from Ile-Ife, from Abakaliki, from Abuja. And today we're going further on our review of the science of getting rich. This course is about wealth creation. It is an introductory course to wealth creation. And we are looking at our internal game, and we're looking at how to set our internal game correctly so that we can be very exact in our becoming wealthy. Everybody that is in this class today is in this class because they know that somewhere in them there's a desire for more. There is possibility seeking expression, there's function seeking performance, and we're saying yes to those realities and desires in us to achieve phenomenal things. Okay, so and because of that, we're coming together to review a book together in our learning. So day one, we did the introduction to wealth creation, sharing that it's our birthright and the reason why we need to be wealthy, our whys. We defined our whys. Day two, we did the science of getting rich, chapter 1 to 4, and I shared the benefits of my lens. I've read the book about 12 years ago. I used it for some experiments and achieved some phenomenal things. So I'm basically helping and coaching and co-piloting to ensure that we can all get on board to use this concept to drive our business and to drive ourselves. And then we did chapter 1 to 4, and today it's time for us to do review of chapters 5 to 8. And I can see a few lines are already coming out as people are sharing some lines from the book. I'd like us to remember as we start, as our custom is, please remember that this course cost us 500,000 naira. Okay, and I don't want us to forget, because if we don't pay money, we don't pay attention. Okay, that typically until we know that what we have is valuable, we don't give it the diligence that it requires. So I like you to have your IOU mindset on. Okay, let your IOU mindset be on, and let it be on in such a way that you know that, okay, this is what I owe, this is what I'm expected, this is what this is costing me, so that you can give it the maximum value that it deserves. Okay, so that's very important. Make sure that you have that value. There's somebody who's trying to come on board with a very funny long name. I'll just do them the honor of renaming them into friends so that they don't look funny in the group. Okay, good. So if you are here today, I'd like to welcome you. Somebody says, I owe you 500,000. Yeah, so let's get our IOU caps on, because except we pay attention like people who it's cursed, we may not be able to get the highest value from what we're doing. So I'd like you to have that mindset to say, look, this course, I paid 500,000 for it. Nobody just comes around to disturb me. Nobody should just come around to just basically be telling me something else. I mean, this course, I'm here, I'm paying, and I want to pay all the attention I need to be able to get it there. Someone says I can't comprehend. Yeah, so it's good for you to have that mindset, so that and it won't be a bad idea if you also make up your mind that when the billions come in, you'll send some hundreds of millions my way as well. That won't be bad. Okay, but today we're going to be looking at the book The Science of Getting Rich. This book was written in 1910 and is a formula for wealth and success. And this book basically proposes that this is a science, and that with the guarantee that 1 + 1 = 2, that if you read and you analyze, you will also observe that these things can become direct realities for you if you choose to practice the things that you're learning. That the moment you decide to make this your practice, you will make these things reality. Now, for the people in the house, somebody said something to me and I thought it was a compliment, and I want to just basically share that thought as well. So somebody said to me that, says, CM, as I'm reading the book, I'm just seeing you in the book. Okay. And I think what the person was saying is, the person sees that I have internalized some of the values and some of the principles so much that it is very easy to realize, okay, so this is what this person is doing. So this is why this person is generous. So this person is doing this and doing that. Basically, it's trying to find explanation for, okay, maybe this makes sense. I can see that this something like this is being done. And this is what I want to become our reality as well, that you will learn this and it will be so real to you that on the account of what you are learning, somebody will look at you and say, okay, I get it. Oh, I see it. Oh, it makes sense. But this person is giving value more than they're collecting cash value for. Okay, so that's why. Oh, that's possibly why. And these principles are not, if you want to really get it, I tell people they're not, they're not simply, just that on the surface. You need to, there are a lot of things that these concepts are tied to, that if you get the foundation of it correctly, you will live a full life. You will live a life that is brimming over to the top. And that's what we want everybody to do. Okay. So 1 year from now, amazing things are going to happen. And it won't take 1 year, I'll tell you. My first experience from reading this book, I set myself a 40 days target. And in 40 days, I was able to accomplish something that wasn't in my radar at all. Okay, and it shows me, okay, this works. I've proven it. So on to the next. So one of the key elements we understand is that this is an inner game. So it's about, getting our inner game together, working on our inner game and ensuring that wealth is not from outside in. It is from inside out. If I change the way that I think and I change the way that I act and I change the way that I'm positioned and I believe, naturally I will find the things that I want coming towards me. And this book basically explains a scientific formula that ensures that if you do 1 and you do 2 and you do 3, you will get the necessary outcome. Okay, and I'm sure we're here today because we are interested in getting those necessary outcomes. Okay, good. I can see people are celebrating their people they can see in the house. It's good for you to have your team members in this. Next time we're doing this, we'll probably put penalty on people who are not here for this particular set. Well, don't get me. Let's get not to get excited. So what do we expect? In today's class, we are going to be doing an overview of chapters 5 to 8. Forgive that. Chapters 5 to 8. And we're going to have the book review. We'll share some thoughts. There'll be a few assignments. There'll be instructions for practical applications. And then we'll celebrate a few coincidences, connections, and testimonies. Okay. So that's very important. This is what we're going to be doing today. And just so that we'll remember, one of the key things that we learned yesterday, which I want to keep ahead of us, is this principle, the first principle. This first principle says there is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. So there's, first of all, there is infinite intelligence, call it God, call it the word of God, call it the spirit of God, that has the capacity for thought, and it is through him that everything in the universe is made, and it fills every space all around us. Every space around us is made up of an original state of the earth that is capable of creating and filling the entire of the universe. If as a human being, we have the capacity to put thought into this substance, and it produces the thing that is imaged by the thoughts. A person can form things in his thoughts, and by impressing his thoughts upon the formless substance can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. Now, let me say this to you in very simple terms. Maybe this will be like a revelation that will make this very, very clear to you. This basically stood out for me for the first time in my current reread, and that's the fact that everything that is being talked about here can be as simple as a concept of prayer. It is saying that, God exists in the universe and he is all in all. It's saying that any request, any thought that is formed and, positioned before him gets granted and can be created. And all I need to do is form these thoughts, impress them, and then it will cause what I am thinking about and I'm imagining in my mind to be created. Okay, it can be that simple. Ogeneo Iginia says she cannot hear. She hasn't connected her audio yet. Somebody can please assist her with information on how to do it. So today we're going to be looking at chapter 5 to chapter 8. Are we ready? If you are ready to blast off, can you say, I am ready? Just type there in the window, I am ready. Okay, great. Good. So we go chapter 5. Chapter 5, the theme in chapter 5 is increasing life. That's the topic of the chapter, increasing life. And if you have read this chapter, you can share the thoughts as it comes, the things that resonate with you. You can reaffirm them in the comment box so that somebody else who didn't hear clearly what I said can get the benefit of your reinforcement. Mrs. Ogunlesi has been helping us wonderfully by making a few very interesting restatements. MI has been helping us with a few amazing restatements. I've been seeing Dr. Fueno, Ebele Alaka. Number of people have been helping us with reinforcements. So you can help reinforce so that people sit well. You can write it down as you're copying. My notes is always here as well. You're not alone. I have my notes. I expect every opportunity to provide new learning, so that we can get going. Okay, good. So somebody says born ready. Okay, great. So there are a few key elements we saw in increasing life, and I'll begin to enumerate them one by one as much as possible. So the first thing here we saw that is the desire of God that you get rich. Okay, He wants you to get rich because He can express Himself better through you if you have plenty of things to use in giving Him expression. Okay, life is a performance of functions, and desire is function seeking performance. So a boy feels like playing the piano. Okay, it is God working in him to will and to do according to His good pleasure. Somebody feels like becoming president and is rehearsing speeches. It is God that is, in him willing and working out to do His good pleasure. And there is no, this one is not a Christian, this one is not a Muslim, this one is not, no. That in all of creation, even before we came to understand whatever it is that we've come to understand, as basic human beings, God causes the rain to rain on the good, He causes the rain to rain on the evil. He does not discriminate in the benefits that are available in the earth for all. So every desire for expression is actually God trying to find expression in you. So it is His desire for you to be wealthy because all of life is on the increase. Trees are growing more. Plants want to grow more. Knowledge, you want to know more. Everything is on the increase. Life is on the increase. So you need to understand that this is true. The desire for riches is simply the capacity for larger life seeking fulfillment. Every desire is the effort of an unexpressed possibility to come into action. It is power seeking to manifest, which causes desire. That which makes you want more money is the same as that which makes the plants grow. It is life seeking fuller expression. Okay, that life will naturally seek fuller expression, and life is on the increase. And you need to understand this, that everything in nature is growing. It's not the number of trees that were available 1,000 years ago that are available now. There's growth, there's expanse, there's increase. Okay, so there's a lot of growth happening. Okay, and it says nature is friendly to your plans. Everything is naturally for you. Make up your mind that that is true. Okay, and I like us to comment on that one. I like you to write that down and say nature is friendly to my plans. Nature is friendly to my plans. Okay, everything is naturally for me. Okay, and I need to make up my mind that it's true. And many people complain about different things. They say the government is bad, they say things are not working, they say all sorts of funny things. If only they didn't change this, if only that was there. You need to hold this perspective as true, that everything is working for you. Nature is friendly to your plan. The desire you have for more money and for more wealth is the same desire that the tree has to grow, the same desire that the seed has to germinate, the same desire that all of life has to increase. Life is on the increase. Nature is friendly to your plans. Okay, nature is friendly to your plans. Everything is working together for good. I like that comment that says there's enough to share. If it's not available, you'll be created. Nature is friendly to your plans. Life is performance of function, and the individual really lives only when he performs without excess every function. So it's not because I want a lot to eat and I overeat. It's not because I want to become too obsessed with books and my mental development and I overdevelop myself mentally at the expense of my body or at the expense of my spirit. Okay, body, soul, and spirit. It is a balanced growth of all of these dimensions that I'm capable of, that allows me to be to have the full performance of life. So the idea is for me to be able to function and perform in every direction of life. It is not one or the other, it is all of it. Okay, make up your mind that this is true. I like the way Dr. Fumi has acknowledges that I have made up my mind that nature is friendly to my plans. This is confirmed by the fact that when one sets a heartfelt goal, things just seem to happen to help one to actualize that goal. Okay, so nature is favorable to your plans. The reason why you're not achieving much is because you are not imprinting your plan. Okay, it's because you are not forming your plan and making it available. I'm making it, I'm not pushing it out. You're not visualizing it, you're not demanding for it, and you're not receiving it. So life is on the increase. What else did we find? Extreme altruism is no better, is no nobler than extreme selfishness. Both are mistakes. Okay, that's something you find in that chapter as well. That some people are altruistic. They want to just be, I want to make money so I can give it out. And some people are purely selfish. I want to make money so I can buy a private jet, build a private house, take care of my children, and they're selfish. Neither of them are good. They are both mistakes. Okay, he that fears God will escape extremes. It's not about the extremes. It's about ensuring that, yes, you're going to have enough resources to take care of yourself, to enjoy, and to be a blessing to others with as well. You must read the thought of competition. Now, this is vital. We covered a little bit of this yesterday. Somebody asked a question. And please, if you have questions, prepare your questions, because we're going to answer questions after this as well, so that we can help to ensure that everybody gets a clear picture and this is well done. I've been seeing somebody who has been pushing on this competition. It's time for us to talk about it now. It says, you must get rid of the thought of competition. You are to create, not to compete. Okay? For what is already created. You do not have to take anything away from anyone. You do not have to drive sharp bargains. You do not have to cheat or take advantage. You don't need any man. You don't need any man to work for you for less than he earns. You can get value without shortchanging anybody else. Okay, you must leave the competitive plane and come to the creative plane where there is enough available for all. Okay, there's enough available for all. So you must get rid of the thought of competition. Many people are, if one person doesn't spoil, another person doesn't get better. You must get rid of this perspective. Okay, you must make up your mind that if there's anything I need, it can be created. Our process of getting must give more to others. Now, pay attention to this line. The process by which I get must give more to others. My process must give more to others. It must not deny others. Okay, whatever process I'm using to get and create value must give more to others, not take from them. I'm not in competition. I'm not in depriving others so that I can win. It is about win-win. I win, they win. My process must give more to others. You are going to get what you want, but in such a way that when you get it, every other person will have more than he has now. Okay? Whenever I get what I am looking for, everybody else that I meet must get more than what they have now. For perspective is the reason why we ensure that if anybody wants to get on board Green Monday, it's just a principle that we also align with. When anybody wants to get on board in Green Monday, we say, you know what, before you get on board, the price you are paying is going to be smaller than the products you will get. Okay, the idea is to give more value than cash value, to ensure that in your process of acquiring and becoming wealthy, people are getting more, in the process of your growing as well. Somebody captured it correctly. It says win-win. Our process must give more to others. Okay, our process must give more to others. And then, of course, we come to this analysis, and it says in that age, okay, in that age, in 1910 was at the time when, of course, the Rockefellers, the Carnegies, the JP Morgans were dominating the space as far as business was concerned. And he was saying, these people are, even though they are driving sharp bargains, even though they are not even doing this as it's supposed to be done, but they are unconscious agents of the Supreme. They are unconsciously agents of God in the necessary work of systemizing and organizing production. Now, I'd like you to understand this, because if you understand this well, you will know what the tide currently is. You will know where the river is currently flowing and how you can tap into it. So God, in his awesome sovereignty, knows that before people can become wealthy, before people can enjoy benefits, and let me say this to you, The ultimate destination of the world is a world system where there is no hungry, nobody that goes to bed hungry, where there's nobody that is poor, where everybody can have their needs met. This will be the desire. This will be the desire and delight of how the earth is run. For example, if everything is restored back to the way it was in Eden and better, nobody will lack. Everybody will be in paradise, technically. Now, that as we go in this direction, one of the major work that needs to be done was systemization and organizing productive industry. So the work of Rockefeller and so contributed immensely towards increased life for all. They helped to organize production. And after the generation that provides production, another generation is coming. And that generation that is coming after that is the generation what that they call the agents of the multitude, who organize the machinery for distribution. One of the key thing that we're doing in Green Mondays is we're a distribution company. Network marketing is about how do we take value already created and distribute. We are in that season where it is getting the value from the maker to those who want to buy them. That is where we currently are and where we're currently functioning in as well. Okay, so it is very important at this junction to operate from that space, to know that, you know what, after production, there will be another generation that will be distributing. And interestingly, we find ourselves smack dab in that place. We find ourselves in a place where we are distributing. Okay, we find ourselves in a place where distribution is what is happening right now. So everybody who aligns with what is going on becomes an agent, God's agent, in making it happen, essentially. Okay, we become agents in making it happen. So it says, stay in the creative plane. Stay in the creative plane. You must never think for a moment that supply is limited. Okay? Somebody says, to be sure there must be enemies, to make sure that we're close to God's path for our lives. Okay, good. So stay in the creative plane. You must never think for a moment that the supply is limited. You drop into the competitive mind the moment you begin to think that all the money is being cornered and controlled. Now, I find people do a lot of complaining, a lot of lamenting. It is not helping your forward journey. Okay? If you're going to stay in the creative plane, you cannot be thinking about that somebody else is taking it, somebody else has bought it, somebody else has taken possession of it. No. Everything is working together for your good. Nature is favorable to your plans. Whatever is happening in the industry and around is people playing roles that the supreme power over the universe assigns to them in the direction of moving things forward. Okay? Never look at the visible supply. Always look at the limitless riches in the formless substance and know that they are coming to you as fast as you can receive and use them. Nobody, by cornering the visible supply, can prevent you from getting what is yours. Okay? Yes, we complain too much. We don't need to complain. We must never enter into the place where we are complaining or lamenting about what is happening. Everything is favorable to your cause. Nature is in your support. Everything is working for you. And nobody, by cornering the visible supply, can corner your invisible supply. What is yours will get to you. Never sling or sink yourself into competition. Stay in the creative plane. Can you type that in that chat window today? What is mine is coming to me. Okay? Nobody can prevent me from getting what is mine. Okay? You want to spell that out very quickly there and just say nobody can stand between the way of what is mine. Nobody, by cornering the visible supply, can take what is mine. Good. What is mine is coming to me. Awesome. I like that. I like that presentation. And then, of course, in chapter 5, awesome. In chapter 5, we have it very clearly spelled. He that believes, and it begins, the author is very interesting. He picks a few things from here and there, basically to ensure that everybody from every faith, because wealth is not the exclusive reserve of a particular religion or a particular faith. Muslims are wealthy, Christians are wealthy, Hindus are wealthy, Buddhists are wealthy. You do a disservice to your faith if you do not have sufficient wealth to propagate the agenda of your faith or to do the things that you believe in. So it's not about your religion. So in the book, you'll find some words that you may not understand. They are written there because people who practice other religions understand them. If you find something that you don't understand, when it calls this formless substance, you can replace it with what you understand. It's about language and what you understand. So it says, he that believes, this is my own summary of how I interpreted it. He that believes does not make haste. Never think that anything is limited or finishing. Never. Nothing is limited. Nothing is finishing. If it finishes, more will be created. Okay? Never think that somebody is going to beat you to it. You are not seeking for what is available, but seeking to create. Stick to the creed. Stick to the creed. Okay? This is this, and this is the creed again. This is the creed again for us to remember. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, which in its original state permeates and penetrates and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. Okay, it is how God also held a thought and took the thought, and the world was created. The same way a human being can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon the formless substance, he can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. Okay, so whatever it is you think about can be created. If you look around you today, we are surrounded by a lot of things that were not created before man came. Man created them, and the process is you imagine it, and then you set off that activity of impressing it upon the universe, upon impressing it in your way of praying about it to God and impressing it upon God. And then once you form this thought, that thing that you have imagined will come as your reality. Okay, somebody says, for we know that all things work together for good to them that love God and are called according to his purpose. Okay, you need to believe that this is true, that nothing is working against you, everything is for you. So for those who are able to go as far as chapter 5, that's where chapter 5 ended it. Chapter 6 now begins to go very detailed into the how riches come to you. So we've agreed that life is on the increase. We've allied that there's a first principle. I must believe. I must hold on with unwavering faith in the fact that being rich is my birthright, in the fact that I can, with my thoughts, impress upon the universe and create the things that I've imagined. Now, how do the riches come to me? This is very important, because if you are visualizing and impressing the thought and you do not know how it comes to you, you are a daydreamer. You are no better than a daydreamer. So this is how we graduate away from being daydreamers. Pay attention to this. 1, it says deal fairly. So how does riches come to you? Riches will come to you when you deal fairly. Give people more use value than the cash value you collect from them. Then you are adding to the life of the world with every business transaction. Okay? Give people more use value than the cash you collect for them. Deal fairly. Give more value than cash paid. Let me give you an example of this. And there's an example that was shown in the book to say, if you go to a particular village and you see a hunter there, and you take a painting by Pablo Picasso that costs $5,000, and then you sell it to that village man, you have given him more value than the cash you received, but it is useless value because there's nothing he would do with Pablo Picasso's paint. You have not given him use value. You have given him value, but it's not a use value because there's nothing he wants to do with that painting. Even though you exchange that painting for a 4 coats or 5 4 coats from him, that maybe in the market will have gone for $500, even though what you're giving him is $5,000 more than the value of what you collect from him, it is about the use value. So understand that the cheating is not even just, it may not even be cheating, but you need to be considerate of the person that you are offering value to, that the value is what they have use for. Okay, they have to have use for it. It needs to make sense and sit well with them in use. So if I give him my Pablo Picasso painting in exchange for his 4 coats, I have ripped him off, even though what I gave him is 110 times the value of what he gave me. But if I give him a gun that is worth $100 in exchange for his $500 for, because that gun can help him kill 20 more bears and help him get more 4 coats, I have given him more use value than the cash value I collected from him. So it is not only dealing fairly of giving more in actual value than what is received, it is about the use value. Give more use value than cash value. Make sure you are adding to the world. Make sure you are considerate of the person and you understand how will they use this, what will they do this with, and be clear about that picture so that you are giving them better use value than what you are demanding for. Okay, I hope this is clear. So it's not being selfish. It's not even giving more value. It's about giving more use value. You do not have to beat anybody in business. And if you are in a business which does beat people, get out of it at once. If you are in a business that you need to be cutthroat in your competition, you need to hack people down, you need to shortchange them, you need to change the scales and and cheat them, get out of that business. You can have anything you want in this life as long as you use it for the advancement of your own life and the lives of others. You can have anything you want in this life for as long as you use it for the advancement of your own life and the lives of others. You need not hesitate about asking largely. Okay? You need not hesitate about asking largely. And this was the word of Jesus. He said, "It is your Father's pleasure to give you the kingdom." And what is he saying? He's saying, look, there is nothing off the chart. Ladies and gentlemen, if 1 billion naira is too big for you, that's the only reason it will not come into your reality. Okay? And it is okay for you to start at your level. So if your level is, if I can just imagine 10 million naira worth of value, I want a house in this, I want to, this. If what you can afford to set your imagination on is small, start small. When you accomplish it, like the man who did for his room, believe for more. And when you accomplish it, believe for more. Okay? So you need not hesitate about asking largely. It is your Father's pleasure to give you the kingdom itself. There's nothing off the chart that you cannot ask. So far, it is being used for the advancement of your own life and the lives of others. God, somebody defined it here, say God, the one substance, is trying to live and do and enjoy things through humanity. He's saying, I want hands to build wonderful structures, to play divine harmonies, to paint glorious pictures. I want feet to run my errands, eyes to see my beauties, tongues to tell of my mighty truths, and to sing marvelous songs. Are you available? Are you available? Are you available to run errands on behalf of God, which he calls the one substance, which he calls ultimate intelligence, which he calls the thinking stuff, which he calls many names? He's saying, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? God wants to will and work in you to do according to his good pleasure. Okay, he wants hands to build phenomenal buildings. He wants my hand to build a magnificent factory. He wants my hand to erect he wants a skyscraper, built, to fashion and built, around that. He wants beautiful things done. He wants hands to play glorious harmonies. He wants people to paint amazing pictures, glorious pictures. He wants feast to run his errands. Are you available? Are you available to become the channel through which multiple blessings and multiple dimensions of virtue flows? Okay, I can see some people saying, I'm available, I'm available, I'm available. If you're available, drop it in the box. I am available. Okay, I like the verse that says, it is God that worketh in you to will and to do, said Paul. He basically quoted this off as well. Like I said, he's bringing different thoughts that relate to different people so that everybody can find what aligns with their faith and aligns with their belief systems, so that it's not difficult for you to be able to assimilate. The desire you feel for riches is the infinite seeking to express himself in you, as he sought to find expression in the little boy at the piano. Okay? That little boy at the piano who said, I can't play any symphonies, but I feel the music in me, but I don't know how to organize my hands yet. That is the infinite seeking expression. Our desire is the infinite seeking expression. The desire you have is the infinite seeking expression. Okay, there are amazing things that go on. So when you say your why is you want to do this NGO, you want to take people off the streets, you want to help people in the hospitals, you want to start new schools, you want to give scholarships. When you say that these are the things I want to do, what you are saying invariably, what you are driving at is saying, you know what, I feel this thing in me about to move, and I feel this desire, and I want to let it be. You need not hesitate to ask largely. Your part is to focus and express the desires to God. Okay, your own part, the part that we have, is to be able to communicate very clearly our desires and express them. Nobody sends a telegram message by sending alphabets and asking the person who is reading it to jumble it up and read the letter to themselves. No, you and I have a responsibility of being very clear about our image, being very clear about the picture, focus on it, express those desires, and guess what? Everything else is about receiving. And you can start small and gradually scale up as your faith can reach out to achieve more. So as you believe for more, as you believe, okay, I've done this, like the guy who gave the example and he couldn't imagine too much more from where he was. So he did what he wanted to do. And guess what? After a while, he looked again and said, you know what? I achieved everything. Let me try again. And then he achieved everything again. And then he tried again. Ladies and gentlemen, start from what your mind can conceive and what is possible for you. And let's try again from there. And guess what? We can do more and more and more. I like the comment I'm seeing here. He says, okay, someone says, I heard the voice saying, whom shall I send? I said, me. He said, no wonder KFC started at 65. I made it big. Yes, mama. Yes. You can, there's no limit. There's no age limit. There's no time that is too late to start. There's no time except you lose the capacity to imagine, except you lose the capacity to dream, except you don't want it. Okay. Life is a buffet. Okay. I say it's a buffet. This amazing interspace of the universe, you can order for anything you want, even if the food is not on the menu. And that takes us to chapter 7, one of the chapters that I love and I'm excited about the most. And the chapter is on gratitude. Gratitude. And I'd like us to do a very quick exercise as we move into this chapter today, because this chapter is one of the ones that begins to spiral the most amazing coincidences. Okay, this chapter is a chapter that makes you, you go into, you delve into it. This is me, ladies and gentlemen. This is my life. This is where I live. And I'd like us to say something today before we go further. I'd like you to type in that box something that you are grateful to God for. Okay, something you are grateful for. As we begin to share this thought, you want to share there, this is something I am grateful for. Okay, gratitude. We want to talk about gratitude. I know this gratitude, I was hoping that was going to be short, but it's actually long, so we're going to enjoy it. Okay, someone says, I'm grateful for life. Just share the things you are grateful for. Just be grateful. Just thank God and say, God, I'm grateful for this. Now, first, you need to believe. Okay, good. Let's express it, because our expression of gratitude actually begins to get things moving in our direction. Gratitude is a way to stay in alignment. I like the scripture that says, in all things give thanks, for this is God's perfect will concerning you. What it means to me is when you are giving thanks, you are in his perfect will. You are not in his perfect will because you're in his perfect will. You are in his perfect will because you are radiating gratitude. Gratitude centers your life on what is perfect. So first, you believe that there's one intelligent substance or one intelligent individual being from which all things proceed. Secondly, you believe that this substance gives you everything you desire. And thirdly, you relate yourself to it through a feeling of deep and profound gratitude. How we stay in alignment with God is by gratitude. The mental attitude of gratitude draws the mind into closer touch with the source from which all blessings flow. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for health. I'm grateful for strength. I'm grateful that, I'm here today and I'm presenting. I'm grateful that I have energy to do this. I'm grateful that even though I didn't sleep enough after this class, I'm probably going to sleep, I feel excited and full of energy. I am grateful that I'm not broken down. My skin is fresh. My life, I'm enjoying my life. I'm having fun. I'm having a good time. I'm grateful that my children surround my table. I'm grateful for the one that has gone to school, for the ones that are at home. I'm grateful that I have a wife that loves me, that I love in return. I'm grateful. I don't know about you, but that gratitude, what it does to you is, even in bad things, somebody analyzed and said, if you are grateful for one bad thing, it is equivalent to being grateful for 1,000 good things. So every gratitude you exhibit for the things that are going wrong in your life is equivalent to 1,000 things going right. So I'm grateful that I get cheated. I'm grateful that, that somebody did something to me that wasn't the best. I'm grateful that I don't always get what I want, because God is behind the scene making sure that I get what I need. I'm grateful. So the mental attitude that draws us into closer touch with the source of all things is gratitude. Gratitude will lead your mind out along the ways by which things come, and it will keep you in close harmony with creative thought and prevent you from falling into competitive thoughts. You want to get rid of competitive thoughts? One of the ways to get rid of competitive thoughts is to be grateful. Be grateful. Okay? Be grateful. Once you are grateful, you are no longer thinking, they have taken it. You're no longer, you are grateful that they've taken it. You are grateful that what does not belong to you has been taken by somebody else. You are grateful. I remember something that happened one time. My wife will remember this. I and her were strolling together. We were not married then. We were strolling along the road, and as we were strolling, she had brought our salary to show me, our first salary, to say, look, I've earned, and we're like, we're trying to work together even before we got married, to say, okay, this was going on. So she came to see me where I was staying in my guardian's house, and as I was seeing her off, she was carrying a bag in her hand that contained what she had earned, and as we were going, one Okada man rode very close and snatched it. And snatched and ran. And we tried to chase, but we couldn't chase. But what did you do that day? I said, let's pray. Let's give it to the Okada man. Let's tell him, God, we release it in Jesus' name. We give it to him. It's his own. Let's thank God and say, God, we thank you for what you have done. We thank you because you're the one that gives provisions. And we are grateful for what just happened. And today I look back and I say, what will we have been sorrowing after? How much was the money that will have wrecked the remaining part of our day out of lack of gratitude? Yeah, that was about 18 years ago or 19 years ago precisely. Yeah. So gratitude keeps your mind away from the competitive plane, puts you in the creative plane. There is a law of gratitude. Okay. There's a law of gratitude. And if you get the results you seek, if you have to get the results you seek, it is absolutely necessary that you should observe this law. And this law is a law of, action and reaction are opposite and equal. If I show gratitude to God, I create a smooth plane for the things that I am looking forward to come to me. Okay? I need to learn to observe this law. Okay? Now, and I'm seeing the things we are writing amazing. So every bad experience, every good experience, we're grateful. Now, I like, so it quoted as a psychological fact of truth, where you find in scripture as well. It says, draw near to God and he will draw near to you. That's the law of gratitude. Okay? Be grateful to God, you'll see God do more. All of us operate with this law. Imagine that you do something good for 5 people, and one of them comes and says, Sama, I really appreciate what you did for me. I am grateful. Who do you think you'll be more in tune to do good things for? The grateful person. Okay? It's the grateful person. Gratitude works on the premise that action and reaction are equal and opposite. Gratitude is our cause, God's response is the effect. Okay? Notice the grateful attitude that Jesus took. How he always seems to say, I thank thee, Father, that thou hearest me. Thank you because you have already done it. I'm just praying for this person. He lived a grateful life. This is how we must live grateful as well. You cannot exercise much power without gratitude, because it is gratitude that keeps you connected to power. I like to say that again. Gratitude is what keeps you connected to power. You cannot exercise much power without gratitude. Okay? When we are not grateful, when we are not oozing of gratitude and being grateful, we are only shortchanging ourselves. Okay? Gratitude. Oh God, Buhari, this government, that, they've come again. You are, with your own words, cutting big holes underneath your feet. Yeah, you're the one sinking yourself. Gratitude keeps you in connection to power, ultimate power. Gratitude. The value of gratitude does not consist solely in getting more blessings in the future. No, gratitude, without gratitude, you cannot keep from being dissatisfied with things as they are. So gratitude helps you secure for the future. It also helps you remain satisfied with things as they are. So gratitude connects you to power. Gratitude helps you to secure what is coming your way for the future. And gratitude keeps you in a satisfied position today so that you do not lose ground. Dissatisfaction makes you lose ground. The moment we start complaining, we begin to put our attention on the wrong things and we begin to attract the wrong things. Complaint is suicidal. Okay, lamentations are not supporting the cause of the things you want to attract your way. So gratitude helps you to secure what is coming your way. Gratitude also helps you to be satisfied with where things are today, because once you're satisfied with where things are today, then you are properly positioned for the things that you want to attract as well. If you are dissatisfied, you are losing ground. Faith is born of gratitude. The grateful mind continually expects good things, and the expectation becomes faith. So faith is born of gratitude because a grateful mind expects good things, and that expectation becomes faith. The reaction of gratitude upon one's own mind produces faith. Every outgoing wave of grateful thanksgiving increases faith. Every time you are grateful, every time you are giving thanks, your faith is increasing. You are growing in your capacity for expectation and belief because you already believe that everything is working out well. Okay? It is necessary then to cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you, to give thanks continuously. And because all things have contributed to your advancement, you should include all things in your gratitude. Very simple. Everything has contributed to your advancement. Good, bad, ugly. They sold you to slave trade, you are Joseph. You will become prime minister. Okay? They threw you out inside a basket as a baby as Moses, you will become the deliverer. Every negative thing that has happened to you is contributing positive. Be grateful. I'm grateful. People didn't understand when we had a fire incident that burnt a warehouse some years ago. People didn't understand my demeanor when a supplier that was supplying us a particular product decided to go rogue. In all of those things, not now, from the day that they happened, the first thing that I was inclined to do was thank God and say, God, I know that one day it will make sense, and I'm rejoicing ahead for that one day because I know it will make sense. And it is making sense already, isn't it? Okay. So it is necessary to cultivate the habit of being grateful in every good thing and in everything, because everything has contributed to your advancement. Include all things in your habit of gratitude. Don't waste time thinking or talking about the shortcomings or the wrong actions of plutocrats or trust magnates. The organization of the world has made your opportunity. All you have received really has come to you because of them. Okay? All that has come to you because of them. Yeah? So think about it. You're saying, these things are bad. The things that are bad, the things that are not good, the things that people complain about is the same reason why we have opportunity. Okay? That's why we have opportunity. That's why we have opportunity. So don't complain about the government. Don't complain about the banks. They bought all the land. They've not bought all the land. They've created opportunity. Yes, peace. On the day of the fire, we still praise God and praise and preached, and it was a different message. Yes, not for me, I know. Tiger versus Nike. Yes. I recommended the book back then for people to read, Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, to say, you know what, funny things will happen to you. If you are grateful in the midst of them, okay, that opportunities, those adversities have created opportunities. All that you have received have come because of them. Do not rage against corrupt politicians. If you are not for politicians, we will fall into anarchy and your opportunity will be greatly lessened. Remember that they are helping to arrange the lines of transmission along which your riches will come to you. Be grateful to them. This will bring you into harmony with every good in everything. By being grateful for the politicians that are corrupt, by being grateful for the people that are in different positions of authority and leadership in different places, by being grateful, understanding that the opportunity you have is caused by their responsibility or irresponsibility, and they are the ones really connecting the lines of transmission that allows your riches to get to you. By being grateful consistently as a habit, you are bringing yourself into harmony with the good in everything. Isn't that amazing? Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of chapter 7 and takes us into chapter 8. And these particular chapters are long, so let's write this very quickly together. I hope we can finish this on time. I want to be smack dab in 1 hour. Okay, thinking in a certain way. Everything is working for your good. Yes, it is. Now, I'd like you to look at this. Good, awesome. Yes, in all things, give thanks. It centers you on God's will. Awesome. Thinking in a certain way. So now we want to get into the practicals. How do I begin to think in a certain way? And that's what chapter 8 begins to look at. And ladies and gentlemen, let's follow this process. this is the process that you want to follow to begin to think in a certain way. After thinking in a certain way, then it will be how do we now begin to act and live in a certain way. So, number one, form a clear idea of what you want. You can't transmit an idea or image that you don't have. I gave you an assignment yesterday. I said begin to write down, form a list. Form a list that has the list of the things you want to feature in your vision board, the things you are looking forward to achieving, your big dreams, your BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals. Begin to document them. The pictures you want to have in your vision board, begin to document them. You see yourself doing this, you see yourself being a blessing this way, you see yourself adding value this way, begin to write down that list. Form a clear idea of what you want, because you have an idea where you can transmit. It's not enough for you to have a general desire for wealth or to do good with. Everybody has that desire. That's like a Telegram message that is unclear, that is just letters jumbled together asking God to figure it out. Okay? So Telegram email, you don't send alphabets and say A, B, 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 C, go and write it together. No, you deliver a clear message. The desire of what we want needs to be clear. Go over your desires just as the man that went to his house and looked around and said, this is what I want to see. This is what I want to have. Have a clear mental picture of it as you wish it to look when you get it. Have a clear picture of how you want it to look when you get it. Okay? Very, very important. Have this very clear picture. And then be like a sailor. Set your sails and keep your face in the direction. Don't lose sight of the harbor. Okay? Now, if what you have said as your desire is really your desire, you don't need effort to maintain it as your focus. You don't need effort to maintain as your desire. You don't need effort. It will come naturally. Okay? So spend as much of your leisure time as you can in contemplating your picture. Remember that no one needs to take exercises to concentrate his mind in one thing that he really wants. It is the things that we don't really care about that require effort to fix our attention on. Okay? So let it be something you really want to do. Let it be your why. Let your why be compelling to you. And let it be that your why, that your burning why and desire that you want to manifest, that you have created as an image. The methods that are being presented here are for people whose desire for riches is strong enough to overcome mental laziness and love of ease. I want to ask you a question today. Is your desire strong enough? Is your why strong enough? Is what you want to achieve strong enough? If it is strong enough, if you believe it's strong enough, write that in that window. My desire to be rich is strong enough to overcome mental laziness and the love of ease. Human beings love ease. And if your goal, if your dream, if your desire to be rich is not strong enough, if you think that is your why and the NGO and the focus and the children you want to take off the street, if it's not driving you enough, you will not be able to hold on to it. Okay? So the more clear and definite you make your picture, Shego, he says, my desire is strong enough. Excellent. The more clear and definite you make your picture, the more you dwell upon it, the stronger your desire will be. And the stronger your desire, the easier it will be to hold your mind fixed upon the picture of what you want. So your picture needs to be clear. Okay? And the clearer the picture is, the more definite you dwell upon it, the stronger your desire becomes. And the stronger your desire is, the easier for you to hold your mind upon the picture that you want. Okay? Then see a clear picture. Seeing a clear picture is not the most important thing, however. Okay? As poor dreamers also do see a clear picture. Back it by purpose. To achieve it, and back the purpose by an unwavering faith that it is yours already. So don't let the desire stand alone. Let it be backed by the desire, by a strong purpose. Have a purpose. Be purposeful. Be intention to do what it takes to make it happen. Back it by purpose to achieve. And then back the purpose by unwavering faith that is just already. That is, it's at hand, that you only need to take possession of it. Believe that that which you have impressed as the image that you want to get is already available to you, like somebody who needs to just go to the post office to go and collect it. It is at hand. Okay? Whatsoever things ye ask when you pray, believe that you receive them, and ye shall have them. So whatever it is you ask when you pray, and this is the real process. Whatever it is you ask when you pray, and all we are describing, all that I'm describing here is like a process of prayer. Whatever it is like when you pray, believe that you have received them, and you will have them. So once you hold this picture in your mind with firm, unwavering faith and a purpose to accomplish, and firm, unwavering that is already yours and is at hand, you will have them, said Jesus. So he quotes to Jesus again in this place. Now, it says, see the things you want as if they were actually around you all the time. See yourself as owning them and using them. Okay? See it as if it's around you. See yourself using them and owning them. Make use of them in your imagination. So in your imagination, make use of them. Make use of them when they are as if they are your tangible possessions. Dwell upon your mental picture until it is clear and distinct. Then take the mental attitude of ownership towards everything in that picture. Take possession of it in your mind in the full faith that it is actually yours. Hold on to this mental picture of ownership. Do not waver for an instant in the faith that it is real. So you need to believe. You first of all need to believe before you see. Like someone said earlier, believing is seeing. So you need to hold it very clearly, have an attitude of ownership, not borrow its ownership, have the right attitude about it, and don't waver until it becomes your reality. Be as thankful for it all the time as you expect it to be when it has taken form. Again, to gratitude. Be as thankful right now as when it has taken form. Okay? The person who can sincerely thank God for the things which he owns only in imagination has real faith. The person will get rich. That person will cause the creation of whatsoever he wants. The person who can be thankful for the things that he owns in his imagination, who can be sincerely thankful to God for the things which he only owns in his imagination, has real faith. That person will get rich. That person will cause the creation of whatever he wants. Okay? This is ironclad guarantee that we're being given by this book by Wallace Wattles. Vain repetition is not necessary. Like Jesus said, use not vain repetitions as the heathen do. Your Father knows the things you need before you ask them. So it's not about vain repetition. Your part is to intelligently formulate your desire for the things which make for a larger life, and to get these desires arranged into a coherent whole. You must then impress the old desire upon the formless substance, which has the power and the will to bring you what you want. So in very simple terms, visualize, pray, believe, and walk. Visualize, pray, believe, and walk. Visualize, pray, believe, and work. No vain repetitions. The answer to prayer is not according to your faith while you are talking, but according to your faith while you are walking. Okay? The answer to that prayer is not according to your faith while you are talking, but according to your faith while you are walking. So the faith that you have, and as you impress this, needs to transmute into your work. You can't tell me you want to earn 100 million. It needs to begin to show in your work. Okay? It is according to the faith while you work. The objects of your prayer need to occupy your vision until it is done. Don't pray for what you don't desire, because the picture of that thing which you are praying for needs to occupy your vision until it is delivered. You carry that pregnancy of that vision in your mind. It's like a pregnancy until it is delivered. Okay? You carry that into your work. You carry the vision of that check into your prospecting, into your appointment setting, into your networking, into your consulting, into your, basically referring, into doing whatever it is the business that you're doing. You carry the energy of that vision into what you're doing. Okay? So it needs to be by that. Be expectant. Carry it in your picture. Now, I like this, and this in conclusion of chapter 8. It says, in order to get rich, you do not need a sweet hour of prayer. You need to pray without ceasing. And by prayer, I mean holding steadily to the vision with the purpose of causing its creation into solid form, and the faith that you are doing so, believe that you receive them. That this act of believe that you receive them is a continuous engaging prayer point that is prayed without ceasing. It is not, I've prayed for 1 hour, or God will do it. No, my life, my thinking, my leisure thoughts are so permeated with the objective that I know I need to achieve, that God is using to seek expression through me, I hold it in my vision without ceasing. Once the vision is clearly formed with purpose and faith, all that is left is receiving. Once formed, you can pray orally. From then on, you need to receive it in your mind and begin to live in the reality of it. Believe it is at hand. Hold on to the faith of the imaginary, it is being realized, and the purpose required to realize it. Remember that it is faith and purpose in the use of imagination which makes the difference between the scientist and the dreamer. The dreamer does not have, the dreamer has imagination, but it does not apply any faith and purpose to that imagination. So if you use your imagination and there's faith behind the imagination and there's a purpose, driving that imagination of what you want to accomplish and what you want to drive, and you're driven to achieve that purpose, that's how you receive. After this, what matters is learning how to use your will. Once you know how to think in a certain way, you know how to imprint the thoughts, you know how to define the vision, you know how to go over every detail and pursue and seek, all that is left is, once you have done your part, it is only for you to receive it. And you receive it by holding steadfastly to this picture, living in the reality of it, and purposefully walking with this faith that you have, this belief you have, walking, doing your work with that mindset. So I say to people, if you are a shoemaker, the moment you have conceived this vision and transmitted this vision to the infinite intelligence of the universe, to God, if you understand that language, it means you have made it plain what you want, and you have held the vision in your mind, and you keep the purpose of what you want to achieve before you. The way you begin to do your shoemaking work will be different. Because now you are looking forward to receiving the things that you already created. And because the person who is living in the reality of the things already created does not make shoe like the former shoemaker, does not network like the former networker, does not drive their business like that former VIP, begins to drive their business like a new VIP. So after this, all that is required is learning to use your will. And I'd like us to say a caption today, the most powerful caption in what we have, what we have here today. I don't know what yours is, but I would like you to write something significant that I think is a very good trigger here. Okay. And that is saying, this person who is grateful for the things that he owns in his imagination has real faith. So I'd like you to type in that window, I am grateful for the things I am owning in my imagination. I am grateful for the things I am owning already in my imagination. I am grateful for these things that I am beginning to own in my imagination. Now, what we're doing now, okay, someone says visualize, believe, pray, and work. All we're doing now is basically reviewing the book. We're reviewing the book. We're reviewing the book. We're reviewing the content, and then application begins to start. So today's code for this training is 10110. 10110. 10110 is today's code, in case you are looking for today's code. And the link to click on to fill your code is bit.ly/was present. W capital, P capital. Okay? bit.ly/was present. I am grateful for this and beginning to own in my mind. Ladies and gentlemen, if we can inculcate these attitudes and we can get this science in play, we will have tremendous results. We will have amazing results. And this time around, there are some things that were not even clear to me 12 years ago. They are crystal clear now. And ladies and gentlemen, I've come on a journey in the last 3 months that is sweeting me. And on the account of that journey, I am sure that when I begin to share with you some of the things that are happening to me, your eardrums will shake. Okay. And I know that the same thing will happen for you as well, that you will share some of the things that are happening as coincidences already, and it will be mind-blowing. It will be mind-blowing. So ladies and gentlemen, that's where we have it today. We're going to switch into question and answer terrain. If you have questions you'd like to ask, we're going to do that in the next recording.